Hello, Mr. Eagle. Thank you for joining me tonight. I mean, it's your noon. So thank you very much for your time. Can you please introduce yourself to the audience and say who you are, what you're doing, and it will be quite fast clear why we are talking because you have a huge announcement.
Well, my name is, first of all, thank you, Tobias, for having me, and I appreciate the opportunity to come on here and talk about a few things. My name is Ed Eagle. I'm an artist. I have a new song out called "It's Fine." It just reached 100,000 streams today, which I'm pretty happy about. It's only been out for 3 months and 1 day, so pretty amped about that. And I am the founder and curator of the New Artist Spotlight community of international independent artists who work together to promote each other's music. We do a podcast. We do interviews with our artists. We do song reviews, AMAs. We have our own mixing, mastering page to help artists find better ways to make their music sound better. We have ways to help them promote it better. We're trying to be like a one-stop shop, but that's a bit of a misnomer because unlike pretty much anywhere else where you'd get the kind of streaming and support numbers from on Spotify and all those ads you see if you're an artist, every time you go down Instagram, you see every third one is an ad for help us pay us and we'll give you
Hmm.
some streams and all that kind of stuff. We're 100% free. We will always be 100% free. We are by artists for artists. So you know, I like to say we're trying to attack the machine from the inside. We're trying to make sure that we put the power back in the artist's hands a little bit.
And you're very successful. I can add here because I mean I'm really happy that I found you. I stumbled. I don't really know I found you. I saw the address, and first I thought, it was one of the sites, like give us X bucks, and then
Right.
we pitch you to the playlisters, and you
Yeah.
get the plays and stuff. And I was like, no. And then what really won me over was when you go on your NAS site, I will link to it in the description. The first thing I saw from you was the letter you wrote. I just started music and I pitched it to my friends and it was cool. And when I started, it was kind of like, huh. This is exactly what I did. I felt so at home with it because this is like, I remember as I started my music and I put the first thing out. I even went to the government and said, okay, I'm gonna register as a musician because I'm gonna make a lot of money soon. Since then I scrapped it, and I said, okay, no, it didn't really work that well. The world was not waiting for me. And then, and when I read your note and it was kind of like, for me, like going back to memory lane, like things happened, and it was so honest, and I really liked this honest approach because this is how it is. You think you bring out something, and the world is,
Yes.
and then you learn, okay, yeah, you maybe have to be nice to people, you have to talk with people, you have to get to know people, you have to, you know work a little bit before you get recognized, and it's this is the thing what doesn't have changed much, I guess, um, from the past. I mean, maybe the difference is today everyone can have his own label kind of thing.
Yeah.
This wasn't the same in the past, but anyway, it was so refreshing to see it because, um, okay, I don't know
I
where to
appreciate
start.
that. I appreciate you got that. No, I
No,
appreciate you getting that. That's
it was
I'm
really.
very much on. The song "It's Fine" is about mental health, and when you meet me in person, I'm large. I'm 6'4", 240. You can transfer that into what would work in Europe, but I'm
Oh,
big and I'm
okay,
outgoing, and
okay.
I live in Toronto and I've been here a long time, but I'm the big American guy, boisterous American guy who wants everyone, come on in, let's have fun. I'm not so that most people are completely stunned to hear that I've ever had anxiety and depression issues. I just would be the last person they would ever know. My job, I work for Major League Baseball. I've had to interview baseball players, go around the world interviewing people, being on TV and the radio and that kind of stuff. And so people would just never think that it was me. So I thought it was important that I would put something out like that. And I've tried to be as honest as, as forthright as possible. talking about where I came from. I came from, I know that we talked about some of the other interviews I've done. I think it's important that people know that I came from humble, very humble beginnings. I grew up a poor kid in one of the most dangerous cities in the United States, put myself through university just through grants and loans and that kind of stuff. So I've always been someone who wanted to give back, to help people who want to help themselves. The way I look at it is, if you're willing to work, I don't care how much money you have. That shouldn't be the be all end all of whether, if you have the talent and you're willing to work hard. I don't know. I'm kind of a fairness kind of guy. I know life's not fair, and we get dealt a lot of bad hands in our life, but I want people who work their butts off to at least have the opportunity. And I think that's what NAS does. You don't have to pay us any money. We don't want your money. People ask us all the time, I'll pay you for placement in the top 50. And my wife's like, why are you not making money off of this? Look at how many people you're influencing now and that kind of stuff. I'm like, that's not the end game. I don't want the artist to pay me a cent. I don't want the artist to pay NAS a cent. I want all of our money to come from record labels or Spotify or Apple Music and that kind of stuff. I want us all to benefit from I want the bigwigs to give us money, not the artists. The artists are broke.
That's a really, really nice, exactly, because as I started, I was talking with a few labels, and I guess you did this too, and it felt like we kind of turned the tables, because it was like, okay, you pay us this amount of money, and then we put you, in some magazines and put you in some playlists and stuff, and it was like. And then we want 50% of a revenue of it as well, but we want you to produce everything, mix, master, and also do the artwork and everything, and they kind of do a little bit of promotion, and then they take half of it, what you earn. That's a really okay. Let's keep it PG-13. It's a not so good deal.
Yeah, and we're kind of like taking over that. Not taking over, but we're giving artists an opportunity to do it amongst ourselves and not have to kneel down to anyone else. And I keep using this phrase, and I totally stole it from a song, Rock Superstar. There's a lot of sharks in the water, but there are so many sharks in the water. This is a dirty industry. So, I mean, and people are just waiting for newbies. That's what I found too. These are all these things that are targeting these ads target new people who don't know what they're doing. So one of the first things I've always tried to do, and it's been harder because our playlists, we talked a little bit about this, Tobias, so they're getting really full. Like, I would really like to see some other people copy what we're doing. We're not trying to trademark anything here. Please make your own NAS. Come to newartistspotlight.org. Give me a message. I'll help you set one up. Now, it's a ton of work, which is why my wife wants to know why I'm not making money off this when I have a full-time job and a wife and 3 kids and 2 dogs and a cat and all that kind of good stuff.
Oh, wow.
But I believe in giving back, and I think this will pay off for a lot of people over time. So it's not just about, I don't know, everything's about money. And I get it. People need money. You need money to survive. I absolutely get it. I'm fortunate enough to have a good job where it's not as big of a deal, though I do come from a place where we had our lights turned off when I was a kid. We were on public assistance to get food. I get where it's from, and I'm trying to pay back to help. I've had a difficult time. I've missed that. I used to be a college administrator and professor before I worked in baseball, and I loved working with kids who came from similar backgrounds that I did. And I had an opportunity to give back. It's my passion. It makes my heart feel full to do stuff like that. And I haven't had the chance for so long, so it's been really a passion project for me. Now, yes, you're right. I got 100,000 streams on a song that came out 3 months ago. It's awesome. I'm loving it. But I'm also putting in a ton of work for it too. I think I emailed over 1,000 people before my song was released to try to get pre-saves. I ended up getting like 200 pre-saves. I've been pitching to every playlist you can possibly think of. I'm still on daily playlists, even though I'm one of the curators on there. I'm still on there every week, putting in my 25 submissions, hoping I get picked up. Now, the thing that I'm finding, and that I think others have found too, is once you do get a song with 100,000 streams, like my first one, and now this one, all of a sudden, playlists are going to put you on their playlist because they think, okay, you're going to bring more people to our site. So it's an interesting thing. Is the more you have, the less you have to give, almost, which is what I found kind of in life. So I don't want to lose track that there are 10 new artists on Submit Hub right now in the chat room. They have no idea what they're doing, and the first thing they're going to see when they go on Instagram is, hey, we're going to put you on 20 playlists for $500 or whatever it is, and they're gonna find out as soon as their campaign's over in 2 weeks that they're back down to 3 listeners and no streams, and they
Exactly.
didn't do any
Yeah.
better from it.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
whatever we can do to help stop that. And so, I mean, I hate that. I guess, I'm the face of this because I started it and I go out there and I do these interviews. But we have at least 24 other mods from
Yeah,
around the
I
world
was I was
who
surprised
help
as
me.
I went through your site. But so many people behind. It's like 20 people or something.
And
Crazy.
they're
I mean,
doctors
yeah.
and chemical engineers
Hmm.
and astrophysicists. And,
Hmm.
we have people who are, one of the other things I found about our group too, is it's the people I've found who've been really successful and they know how to, they know how to, they know how to manage their time, and they know how to put their efforts in. I'm having a hard time verbalizing it here the way I want to say it. They are successful for a reason because they work their asses off,
Hmm.
and they can do more than one thing at once, and they can see the big picture and not just. So we'll have people, and it's crazy to me. We'll have people. So let's say we have 350 people at a time on NAS. Probably 25 or 30 of those are new, and out of those 30, maybe only 10 will stick around past the week. And I wonder, do those 15 or 20, 25 other people who let themselves fall off the list realize what they just gave up by just not doing a couple easy things, by not reposting some tweets, or
Hmm.
listening to the other people's songs once a day, or something. We've made it so easy to be a part of our team because we want to help as many people as we can. But it's sometimes you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. They don't
Yeah, yeah.
realize how
It's like
important it is to pull your weight. Like, we all have to pull our weight. You can't just jump on here and think that it's gonna take you to the top, and you got to do a lot outside of NAS. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm pitching my songs all the time to other people, and we all do that. We're all trying to grow because I really feel like, the rising tide lifts all boats, or whatever the saying is.
hmm.
Once we've had 6 people, I think 6 artists, 6 or 7 already, in the 10 months, 9 months that we've been around, be put on Spotify curated playlists,
Hmm.
which, as you know, is like finding a needle in a haystack. So to find
Yep.
6 needles in a haystack has been crazy. But
Hmm.
we're seeing that it's like, we're dragging each other up, and we're pulling each other up. And the more of us get on things, particle detector are those ones that are kind of like right below the
Hmm.
Spotify curated playlist. The more people we get on those, the more we're gonna have, your artists like, or fans also like, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
I really feel like it's gonna bring us all up together. And man, can you imagine if like 2 or 3 of our mods get put on these lists? It's gonna be crazy. We're gonna have an insane amount of people, ears and eyes on our site. We already do. It's almost too much to handle the number of submissions we get, because
Hmm.
I really, really, really want to make sure everyone gets a chance. It's very difficult to do that on 3 or 4 lists, but we're trying, and we have genre lists which we're trying to grow,
Hmm.
and what
Yeah.
that's like, working with genre lists and trying to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
listeners
I
of that.
know.
So
I nurtured my list from really zero to nothing, and it was kind of took me forever to get it to somewhere. And yeah, and if you do, but you talked about so many things. There are so many things to unpack.
sorry.
One thing, what no, it's absolutely fine. I mean, you know what you're talking about. One thing I really learned is kind of consistency and having the big picture. And what you just said also, I mean, that's why we are talking, because it clicked to me. I really um, I saw it, and it was not a shady business thing. It was something. It was honest, and this is the problem, as you said. Of what I think, but some people don't realize that you are under all this how you say deceivers or so. You are a true. It's so rare that you find a true person. You find them, and that I see myself as a true person as well. I mean, like you, I want to get somewhere. That's why I put in, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I do my social media stuff until 6 o'clock. So I have 2 hours per day where I do the same as you. I'm pitching, I'm writing, I'm making new interview and talk appointments, and I connecting with other people, and my hope, of course, is like one day I will share the stage with them, or if not, they know people, and I'm big at
Right.
connecting, and this is what
Mm-hmm.
I see with your site, the community aspect, and this can be even enhanced, but of course you wouldn't need because, like you said, you cannot handle it all by yourself anymore. It's kind of it's grown so fast. It's cool. You're very successful in what you're doing. You started something. You kicked down the first. You got the ball rolling. You started the avalanche, and now we just kind of have to make it work to scalability. But I see a lot of potential, and what really drawed, like I said, you were honest, and you were not kind of like, oh, shiny, and we work with big,
Flashy.
yeah, or with big companies, and I hate this how you say the name dropping and stuff. It's kind of like, yeah, I know a lot of people with big names, and it's cool, but that doesn't help you anyway. One guy really said it once to me. It's like, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. And you kind of
Right.
turned the table now, but you get people. People are noticing NAS, and noticing, there's something happening, and something is anyway. I realized this for myself with my own playlist. When I put in an artist, because I show up in there, discovered by,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. So it kind of like it's connects, and you get more, and
Hmm.
it's once you get it to a certain impact, it's kind of rolling by itself. And I don't claim that it's so good, but it's steadily going up for me as well. And but I wanted to I
You have
wanted to
more
kind of,
followers than us, I think.
that's
I
my
think you actually have more followers than us.
could,
It's not like you have a small playlist. Yours is impressive, guys.
yeah, thank you, and I'm very happy. Like, it took a while to get there. I mean, I don't know. It's over a year that I have it now, and this was just a side project, because it was kind of, for me. I had my radio show, where I introduced
Mhm.
artists, and then I was like, oh, I could put them in a playlist as well, and then I can put myself in the playlist.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so the whole thing started, and yeah, and it grow, and now I'm happy that I found you, because I think, we are, what I said before, to the synergy. I can see, that we all handle kind of a promotion, like you said. You pulling your weight, and all the others on the team also pulling their weight, but together we can draw more people in, and this will benefit all of us. Like the tide is rising, and um, I'm really looking forward to talk with your Sorvin, with a person behind the scenes. But anyway, let's talk about it like it is now. Um, because one thing that made me stop a little bit, and this is just me, because I had some bad experiences, is once you get on, you have to kind of click here, to let Spotify know, you allow that you
Oh,
kind of
Tone Den.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I know exactly why, but kind of,
Okay.
when you don't know the side, and that's why we're talking, to make it more obvious that we are not the bad
Right.
guys, and we're not gonna use it for, because I was like, okay, I worked on my playlist for a long time, and I got it now to over 3,000 people. I don't want to, I don't know these guys,
So
so I.
what I usually do is this, because I have to do the same thing, right?
Hmm.
Whenever I get added to the playlist, I have to do the same thing.
Yep.
So I have actually have something I cut and paste whenever anyone asks, because of course when you see it the first time, you're like, whoa, what's this? I'm not trying to
Hmm.
let anybody run my. So the reason we do this is one of the I would go back a little bit. Whenever you'll remember at the beginning of the year that Spotify took hundreds of thousands of songs off because there were spot farms and all that kind of stuff. They were moved because there were
Okay.
people who just had like hundreds of phones in, and they were just
Oh
repeating
yeah,
their songs over and over and
I
over.
heard about this. Yeah. Hmm.
So with a group like ours, a community like ours, even a few hundred people playing each other's songs, we wanted to be each other's first fan base, but we don't want to look like we're just looping songs all day long, because that's not what we're doing. We're trying to build
Hmm.
fan bases. Of course, we want everyone to listen to everyone's songs at least once a week if you can. But
Hmm.
anyway, you've seen the FAQ and how we do it. And
Yes.
depending on how much you do promote and stream, you'll get moved up into different tiers and that kind of stuff. So all about fairness. So the Tone Den is, we have made sure that at least once a week, the people in our group follow everyone else in our group. That way they know, because I don't think that the bots, they don't do that kind of stuff. They don't save songs, they don't like songs, they don't follow artists and that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. We're showing Spotify's algorithms and their bots, listen, these are real people, these are real listeners. They're really checking out the songs, they're really saving. Because I've had a couple of scam artists
Mm-hmm.
come to me and say, how did you get all these streams? I can tell that you're not bots because of how many saves you have and how many how many different listeners and that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And I'm like, because they're real. That's why, because we really do have that many people and they do listen to music, they do share it, they do interviews, and they do share interviews. And we've come up with other ways where we'll post on Twitter every day,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll have people open our playlist from Twitter, because that helps to build your engagement on social media as an artist. And we let different artists do the Twitter posts every day, so that they get all the Twitter love
Oh,
too
that's
from
a good
that. So
idea. That's a good idea. So
right, we're
you
trying to
cycle
do
it
that kind
around,
of
yeah.
stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
the tone den is, it makes it so that you're automatically following our 4 playlists, which is, you have to do that anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and the people on the mod team. You're just following them. That's essentially what it is. There's nothing nefarious about it. And the thing that I send to people whenever when they question it, as they should, I send them a message, say, one thing you can do is what I do is, as soon as I'm added to these playlists, I just go into my Spotify for Artist settings and take away the option for them to do that, the option for
Ah,
any
okay, okay.
playlist
That's good. Mm-hmm.
to make adjustments to my playlist. So
I
I
didn't
forget what
know
it's
you could do it.
exactly called, but there is something in your
Mm-hmm.
Spotify for Artists. I can look it up on my phone, but I'm doing this interview on
Yeah,
this
yeah,
phone,
no,
so I
no,
guess I
it's
can't.
fine. Spotify for artists, that's a good thing to know, because yeah, when exactly this was my kind of with just me, my account, no problem. But as I started my playlist there, and I'm happy how it is, and yeah, so
Yeah.
um,
We
one
don't
thing,
have
yeah.
time for our own stuff, let alone to mess with other people's stuff. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. 3 kids, a cat and dog, and a wife who sometimes wants attention too, I guess, and another job. So yeah, I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, but you're making it. One thing I have, one gripe, I have to say, and I'm not sure if I should talk about it. There is a little problem when you. As you said, you follow all these artists, and that's cool, because then it's real people following other real people. That's absolutely understandable. The only issue I have with it is it would kind of skew the results in this that I'm kind of more gothic,
Mhm.
industrial, and dark wave, and if I follow all the others, and I might like their music. My radio show is a mixed bag where I play a lot of different things, even some flower poppy stuff sometimes, if I like it. But you get my point. It would kind of
Yeah.
for the algorithm of Spotify, it will mess it up a little bit, because it will not be so gothic centric. Let's put it this way. Let's keep
Right.
just one.
So we've tried to
Yeah.
weigh that. So
Hmm.
Tobias, we try to weigh that, is, especially where it started. We're like, am I going to worry so much that my fans also like includes a country artist or whatever else,
Hmm.
or I actually have 1,000 listeners now instead of 50. So I'm gonna weigh
Okay,
that, and
that's
hopefully
a
I
good
get put
point.
on
That's a
a.
good point. Yeah.
If It's Fine gets put on, if you know the song It's Fine, what genre would you put that in?
Hmm. It's not so easy. I
Right.
have to
So
admit.
I
Yeah.
don't even know what my songs, where they
Hmm.
would go. So I mean, I know some people are very specific, they want to be a genre. I'm more about genre bending, and I get it, and
Hmm.
that's why we have genre playlists too.
Hmm.
So you'll be on that list, and you'll be getting lots of streams and likes and follows from people within your specific
Okay,
set. So we try to
but yeah,
off balance that.
it makes sense. Yeah, and you're right, and that's a good point. Yeah. So I mean, but now we know, because also the others will know. So you could be on more than one playlist, and like a lot of other artists, but
Mhm.
your main focus will stay with your main focus. And also, I'm using Spotify also for listening to normal music. When I work,
Yeah,
when I have my
me too.
my other playlists there, and then I know, when I kind of teach the algorithm what I like. So once in a while something else, it doesn't really matter. That's a good point. So good that we cleared this up. Um, so
There's no simple way. We are attacking the algorithm from every way possible, from social media, from interviews. I mean, if you look on our site, just click on the blog link, and it shows you everything we do outside of just,
mhm.
we I know people are all about stream teams. I want to join a stream team, and I consider that just like, that's the lure. That's how we reel the new artists in to say, hey, we'll get you streams, we'll help you get listeners, we'll help you get some fans, we'll be your first fans. But it's so much more than that. You've got to make sure you're doing interviews like this. You have to make sure that, song reviews help, and you're sharing things on social media. We get your video up on we have a video site. We have an Apple playlist. We have a Deezer playlist. We're trying so many different things to try to get the algorithm to work for each other. We have power in numbers. That's something a friend, a member of our new artist spotlight, one of our artists was friends with someone who worked for Spotify for a while. And we were able to get some very difficult to find inside information on how the algorithm works. And everything we do is targeted towards helping you bring that algorithm to you. But that said, I've got 100,000 streams it's fine. It's a 40 popularity, and I'm not on any. I'm on, a couple like particle detector and that kind of stuff, but they haven't picked me. So I don't know. We haven't figured it out yet. We're still working on it, man. There are a lot. Like I said, we have some crazy bright people on our leadership team and on our mod team, and we spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to best. Now, that said, I'm also, I keep saying that said. That said, my algorithm streams up to about 20% now, which is crazy high for someone who's gotten a lot of streams. So we're working on it, man. We're making it work, but it's a lot of work, and it's teamwork, and it takes a lot of minds working together. So we're a big on, we have powers in numbers. We have power numbers. So that it does bother me when people, they stick with it for a week and they drop off because they thought they would get a lot of streams. It's like, you're totally missing the point. You just let a major opportunity go by, one that didn't exist a year ago. Who knows how long it'll exist? Who knows how long that we'll be able to keep something like this together and flowing like it is. I hope for a long time, but stars burn out.
That's a good point. I was talking with another artist, and he said we're in the golden age of Spotify because things will move on. There will be an after Spotify. So
yes.
It's kind of. In a way, it's silly that I'm so, my playlist and stuff, ask me 10 years before when I would say, I have a Spotify playlist,
right.
and everyone would be like, huh, what? What are you talking
on
about?
Your MySpace account with
exactly. So that's why I think you have a head in the right, the mind in your right. You had your head straight enough that we do it as we do it now, but things will evolve, and this is also where I see a lot of potential, because we are going back to this community. Like you said, strength in the numbers. I'm doing these, I don't call them interviews, I call them talks, because we can talk about everything with artists. And for me, it kind of paid already because I met a guy in Norway. I'm having a side project now and make music with, and with some other guys I talked to from LA. Actually, they invited me on their virtual tour. And so I have a virtual tour play, and it's all small things, but this is how you make friends, how you get out there. I don't have to tell you that, and I can see the NAS community can do the same. We can kind of like put on a streaming event. When you have like all the country guys and gals. Huh? I see. Okay. Yeah, I thought so, because it's so, I'm here in my little studio. I can easily jump in and sing a song or whatever. And this would be not, and it would be fun. It's kind of like an open mic night. It could be,
I'm going to give you an exclusive. You ready? I'm going to give you an exclusive.
Don't tell me anything that I shouldn't know.
It hasn't been announced. Okay. It hasn't been announced yet. When is this going to air?
You can decide,
okay.
if whenever we want. So let's maybe put it after.
Nothing major, but
okay.
It's so we're gonna try to do. It's just early stage planning right now. We're gonna try to do a concert around the world. Not a concert. Might not be able to pull it off live, because live is so hard with so many different time zones. But we're gonna have artists from around the world in NAS. And if you look at NAS, we're working on an ad right now that should be out in the next couple of weeks too. That's in 6 different languages. So that just shows like what our impact is. So we're gonna do a concert with NAS artists. We might call it like NASA-palooza or something like that.
It's
and
cool.
hopefully for the 1 year anniversary of the playlist, we think the original day was May 28th, 2000. So we're hopefully around that time. So now that I put it out there, Plummy and Yad are two of our mods. Now that now it's out there, now the date is in stone. We've got to get it done.
Okay, sometimes it's good to have a deadline, because when otherwise you're just meandering and and this was also what I thought as you talked about it earlier. What is success? Because today, success can be meaning something for everyone, is something different for everyone else. For me, it's kind of a success that we are connecting now, and I connected with so many cool
Right.
bands. Or I told you as we were chatting on Instagram, I talked with a band who will open now for Ministry in October, and
Right.
it's so
Right.
cool, and they are so small. I mean, so small in I think we have 67 followers on Spotify. So they're
Wow.
nobody, in brackets, but they're really, really good. And
Get them on NAS.
I, I will. This is kind of my pitch for them. I will pitch it to all of the people I talk to. So there will be. Can you handle it? There will be a big influx, and new members in the next weeks. I'm not sure if you can handle it, man. No. Anyway,
Yeah. No, but it's true. They're gonna have. I mean, their algorithm is gonna be this. We were just talking about algorithm. Okay, would you rather have your 60 hardcore Ministry like fans also like Ministry, or would you rather have a couple hundred who might like different music, but then you get discovered on this playlist, and people find out you were discovered on this playlist, and they can. It just rolls downhill. Just
exactly. This is
anyone who
exactly what I meant.
complains about their this tight narrow, and again, it's easy for me to say because I don't even know what genre I am, so
Hmm.
it's easy for me to say don't worry so much about genre, just try to get listeners. The way I always said it was at the beginning was I don't have enough listeners to be picky about who listens.
Hmm.
I don't, not enough
It's a
people
good
listen to
point.
me for me to be picky enough about who listens. Anyone who wants to listen, check it out. You might like it, you might not. I hope you do. I
Hmm.
hope that there's something in there for everyone, but of course there's not. I mean, there are people who don't like the Beatles, so what are you going to say?
Hmm. No, that's actually a really good point. If you're a nobody, beggars cannot be choosers. This is like you can say it too. It's um yeah, and I don't care if you like my music. I don't mind if you like country, because I'm myself. This is one of the reasons why I started my radio show, because I was so annoyed with. I like a lot of different music. We talked about it a little bit on Instagram. Fate No More was a big thing for me, and I
Mm,
really liked it because we called it crossover back then, right? Um, it was a hard song, a soft song, a pop song, funk
right.
song, and whatever. And I like that. Oh, this is all on one album. This is so
Right.
great. This is how I
That's
like
my goal.
to listen to music. Because I don't mind. Listening to a whole album from what heavy metal, boom, okay, but usually after 3 or 4 songs I get tired of it, and I want something else. And now I want a mid-tempo number, I want a soft some number, and now with
That's
Spotify,
I
it's,
love it.
yeah, it's
Sorry, I was
great.
just gonna say I'm exactly that way. I'm looking at I've done 6 songs so far, 4 covers and 2 originals.
Hmm.
So I'll tell you what they are. It's fine. I guess pop punk meets disco meets synth meets acoustic
Yeah,
meets
it's a
hard
tough
rock.
one,
I
genre
guess.
fluid. Yeah.
Yeah. The Team is kind of like grungy hard rock, I would say. I've
Yep.
Alice in Chains, I've heard. Church it's a Gary Clark Jr. cover. It's borderline gospel blues. Milk is
Oh
a
yeah, that's a hard
Stormtroopers of
one.
Death cover.
Yeah, exactly. Storm,
It was the first
SOD.
song
I
ever
saw
with
them
black
live. I
drums.
saw them live.
What?
Yes, I saw them live.
Oh, that's
I'm not
awesome.
completely sure if it was SOD or MOD. Later they
Yeah, Billy
changed.
Milano's in both. Right, right,
I don't. One of them. It's a little bit hazy, but it was so
right, right.
cool. It was so cool. Yeah. So sorry. Go ahead. I was.
The other one's a Motown cover,
Mhm.
and then I've got a Christmas song.
Yeah.
So you can imagine, genre doesn't matter all that much to me. I'm not as worried, but that's maybe why I have a popularity of 40 on a song and it's not on a playlist. So
Mhm.
who knows? Maybe they can't
Mhm.
find a spot for me, or maybe my music just sucks. Who knows? But we'll find out.
I don't think so. But what do I want to say? Yeah. But anyway, you get me. This was always my issue. But um, I don't know, when you hear when you listen to a metal radio, there was only metal, and if you listen to a punk radio, there was only punk. And if you, I hate, I like, no,
Right.
no, I like all of it, but not all the time.
Right.
This is
Right.
also back when, when I was going to concerts. Like now we're in kind of pre-lockdown here in Germany. Anyway, let's talk about the fun stuff. I was going to punk concerts and I really liked it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah! And after 3 songs, going 100 miles per hour all the time, straight, fast, fast, fast. I was like, okay, and now something more quiet, but always
Melodic.
just yeah. So yeah, and now I can. That's why I started my radio show. I wanted to do it like I like music, and I like hard stuff and I like soft stuff and but I like it mixed. That's the thing for me, not only one thing. And I I talk with a lot of artists, and so far I was very lucky to pick very genre fluid or genre open artists because in the past when I was doing it for the local radio station here. You had death metal, and this is only death metal, and only death
Right.
metal, nothing else. Oh no!
Even metal, you can't have a. Even when I put milk on, I put milk, which is you don't get much more metal. That was blast drums. It's the first song ever with blast drums. That's why we did it. My friend I covered it with. One's a music journalist, and the other guy is was in one of the two of the more popular bands in Pittsburgh, where I come from originally. But he could play funk and soul as much as he can play hard rock. And we thought this is fun. Like none of my covers are serious. If you listen, they're not like the best produced or anything like that. They're fun. They're for me and my buddies to get together and have some fun making music. And that is, I love that song. I love that song. It's a song. I got to play guitar on Milk. You know how fun, like, like who gets to play that fast in a song? It's fun. It's just fun to play.
Exactly.
It's just, my kids love it. My kids love that song. It's fun. It's just a fun song to listen to.
This is a good point. Because that's why I'm so happy to have found you, because I was getting to know the scene and know how to do things and stuff, and I'm still will, like we talked about it. You have to pull your weight and you have to do things, but it was like, man, I'm in it for the music. I want to have fun, and I want to connect with people, and I want to let my music speak. And now I'm doing this, and I'm looking at this algorithm, and I need to do that. And when YouTube tells me I have to, this is the keyword, the meta tag I have to use and stuff, and I don't really want to do that. I want to just enjoy what I'm doing and not being so business minded. And this is where I'm so happy to have found you, that you bring back the joy, because here it's about the music and about the community and about getting to know each other and helping each other out, and this is so I was lucky enough. I met a guy from the UK who helped me a lot with my playlist, push stuff, and all the things he put me on there. And so, I met people who are very helpful, but he's very business minded and stuff. And and through him, I got to know the guitar player from the current guitar player of Sisters of Mercy, and I did a Sisters of Mercy cover. So I sent it to him, and he wrote me to say. So I was very, oh, that's cool. Somebody listened to it, but they're also business minded. These are musicians and artists, and I don't want to say something bad about them. That's absolutely fine. You have to, maybe, but also with NAS, I see the fun returning. The smile, like just like you said, with a whole world concert thing. Just get out there and play. And if you hit the wrong note, it's fine. It's fun. It's not. You don't have to be over polished and I have to look good and in the camera light and get yourself ready.
You hit one thing. You're incredibly perceptive, considering you haven't even joined NAS yet, and you already know this thing.
Oh,
so
yeah,
when I first,
I'm still knocking.
You and I are probably closer to the same. We're probably close to the same age. I just turned 50 recently, so for me, it was a.
I'm 45.
Okay, so I got 5 years on you. One of the first things I noticed, that I won't say any names, but when we first started NAS, and there were a few people that had more followers than the rest of us. I mean, I'm talking fresh out when we first started the first month of NAS, and no one was listening to it. And there were, a couple dozen people on it maybe, and there were a few people on there who had more listeners. They had thousands of followers and that kind of stuff. And I remember thinking, like, well, why are you on here? They're like, we just want to. We're here for the community. This community is amazing. I just want to be here to talk to other artists. And I realized a couple things. The generation maybe after mine, they are used to being in online communities. So it's a big, like, being in an online community is a thing. It's a bigger thing for them than it would be for someone, I think, from us. But you and I were on message boards in the 90s for musicians and whatever else too. But it's part of ingrained in their culture and how they're growing up. So to find an online community that's not only supportive but also fun. But I think the number one thing that I realized almost immediately was so many of the people on NAS have other jobs, like I mentioned, where they are, like sovereign chemical engineer, and how many times before they joined NAS were they considered musical artists? How many people talk to them as a fellow musician? Probably not a lot unless they were gigging.
That's a good point.
In our group, you're DJ Sovereign, you're DJ Saeed, you're Ellie and Melody. Those are your. That's who you are. You're Plummy. You're not the guy who works for the Twins. You're the dude who has a ridiculously great new song that just dropped. It's maybe the best banger we've ever had, and that's how you're talked to in our group. We talk to each other as we get to talk about music. We get to talk about, we do talk about trying to break the code or the algorithm, that kind of stuff. But we get to say, hey, man, I really like the drums on that song. Or, wow, I had no idea you could sing that well. Or, this kind of thing, like, man, you've really stepped up your game. And I have noticed definitely folks from their first song to their second song after being on NAS for a few months and listening to new music all the time, getting ideas from fellow members, being able to talk and reach out to other people, collaborations. It's been unbelievable, the jumps that I've seen, the progress from artists within our group from one song to the next, just from being immersed in a community of artists. It's an interesting, almost like going back to university a bit, where like we're going back to a music school where you're in a dorm. This is your dorm, and you get to talk about music all the time. You get to jam with people, and it's not just you coming home for an hour a day, hope you can noodle on your guitar. You're talking about music for however long you want, and there are always people on there who want to talk about it with you. So the stream team thing was just, like I said, a lure. That's how we brought people in, and then we realized, wow, this is an excellent community and a community of people who want to help each other. I know it sounds like it's almost too good to be true. Free, hundreds of people working together to make each other better, but why can't it be true? Just because the university, just because it's been shit for so long doesn't mean it has to be shit forever.
Exactly. No, I'm absolutely with you, because I have told the story before, but not you. We had once a drummer in a band I was playing, and we kicked him out because we liked him, but he was very unreliable. So we kicked him out, and we stayed in contact. And now he's in a band, Heaven Shall Burn. You might not know them, but they're big in Europe and in South America. And he played for 40,000 people in Wacken. Wacken, the biggest thing. And I still know him. And he's still around. And I'm very happy for him. And I'm just happy that I got to know. And I'm not. I mean, maybe I'm positive jealous, because I was like, man, he stuck to his guns. He went through all the shitty bands he had before, and now he's doing something. What he loves. He has a music studio, and this is great. So it doesn't distract. What I really learned, it doesn't distract from me that he is more successful than me. And that's fine, because I know, like you, I'm more niche. I'm all over the place. I'm more industrial, rock, goth, whatever, and I don't care. I think we're very similar in this way. I let the song decide where it will go, and then I go there, and I don't want to be have like blinders and stuff, because music is freedom. Music is you are in a job, and you have a wife and a relationship and kids and stuff. So you always have things to do, and you have to adhere to a certain how you say, system or something, But in music, you can do whatever you want. This is the really big freedom you have today, There is no right or wrong. There's just something you like or you don't like. And if you like it, there is a possibility that somebody else might like it too, and that's cool. And if not, it doesn't mean it's a bad song. It's just like, no, you don't get it, or I just wanted to do a silly song or whatever. It's not, and I. That's why I'm always a little bit sad if I see like the true metal thing, for example. This is not true metal anymore. So if everyone would have thought like this, we still would play blues rock, because this is
Black
where metal
Sabbath
comes from. Exactly, where it comes from. So yeah,
I love Black Sabbath. Don't get me wrong. Sorry.
I like Black Sabbath is great, but I still listening to it. It's cool music, but things have moved on, and we wouldn't have metal if things wouldn't have moved on. So why? But I have for me personally, I have a feeling most. Or maybe I'm just in my bubble, so it's maybe tough to tell really, but most people I know or talk to, they're kind of very open-minded, like you, they're genre fluid, they're kind of, they're not, it not needs to be like this. Oh no, I wanted to make a pop song, or I like this, or even if we stick to something. Some artists I talk to, they have like, okay, if I do an ambient song, I call it, I let it out under this name, and if I have a metal song, I put it out.
Right.
So they diversify by themselves, but it's all them. So yeah. Anyway, I think we're living in great times. That it's so easy to the barrier is so small. Just go to DistroKid and you can put out things. But this is also the problem. You see, this is maybe where I can tell you about the hurtful stuff of a radio DJ, because you get sent a lot of stuff, so you have to kind of put up barriers as well. Even if I like a lot of different kind of things, I kind of narrowed it down a little bit to some genres I like the most, because otherwise you get an avalanche of songs, and there might be some good ones in, but there's a lot of not so good ones around it, so I hate to be, to decline things. I'm on MidHub as well, so it's sometimes it's just like it's a good song, but it's not what I'm looking for. So I'm sorry for that. Anyway, that's a different point.
Right.
So I was a little bit led astray by my own talking. I'm sorry.
No, but it's easy to get lost in that, very narrow focus of I have to be in this particular genre or that kind of particular genre. And like you mentioned earlier with, what if my fans, that's come up a lot. My fans also aren't, what I want them to be. Well, you started with NAS with 25 followers and now you have 500. And of course, 460 of them aren't going to be in your specific genre. So maybe you're going to have different fans also like, so you can go back to having 25 followers, or you can have 500 who maybe have a little more, diversity than you were anticipating. Like there's no perfect way.
Yep.
If you can get on that, that specific genre like yours. If someone could go on that specific one, like a genre like list like yours, that's awesome. But man, it's not easy. You know how it is. You get sent a lot of stuff, and how many do you put on? You try to keep it limited to a certain number.
Exactly. Yeah, this is what we talked about it before we started the official talk. That's kind of, it's getting a little bit tough to you should not overstuff your playlist, because nobody can the day has 24 hours, and if you have like 600 songs in a playlist and you need a week to listen through it, it's really tough to go through it in a day. So you should kind of, this is what I learned, this is what I got from my friend in the UK, because I had way many more songs, like I said, 666. I like the number and play
Iron
around.
Maiden.
Exactly. But yeah, it's also more manageable if you have less songs, and I don't know, like you also mentioned, I haven't joined NAS yet, but I really want to, so I hope you still get me. But the thing is, yeah, I will talk with Sovereign. What's
DJ
his?
Sovereign.
DJ Sovereign,
From
exactly.
Germany.
Yeah, let's see. But he seems like not German, right? He seems to come from somewhere else, or is he German?
No, he's German.
Oh, he's German. Okay, good. Anyway, I will talk with him because I will need. I don't mind to have more songs in my playlist, but I learned, like 100 or a little bit less than 100 is a very manageable number. But like I said before, this was like I did it alone, and now with a team, and now getting to know you, and that you're earnest and honest with it. I'm just playing by your rules because we seem to work and they got us together. So I'm not, don't get me wrong. I'm not defying what you did, but maybe we can put our knowledge together and then see what happens. And
That's the hope.
exactly. And
Well,
I
we're
also
always, I mean, we bring in new minds all the time for new ideas. We're constantly adding people. I mean, I'm new to this game, so I'm as new to
Mhm.
this game as anyone else. I'm learning. I'm just taking. So for the company that I joined MLB.com. Major League Baseball, for those in Europe, is a major sport over here. One of the four major sports, and it's been around for well over 100 years. But they didn't have a website until 2001, and I joined the website like where I was covering teams. They had a website, but not like a
Okay,
big blown
okay.
out
I
one like we
was
have
like,
now,
okay.
where we had people. They've had one since the 90s, but where we had people who were like a reporter like me who would travel around the country and cover the team. But I was lucky enough to get in the ground floor there, so I've been able to see what it's like to join. And now it's one of the bigger, one of the bigger websites in the world. And I've been able to see what it's like to join a startup and from the ground up and see some things that work and things that don't work. And I've been able to bring some of that to NAS, which has been helpful because it is a slow build. So
Yeah.
that's where we are. But all of a sudden, it's not so slow anymore. Like you said, it's sort of like a snowball rolling down the hill. And
Exactly.
it's getting bigger by the day.
Get to an impactful size when you really can do something and people notice, and yeah. I'm also, I'm working in IT in my day job, so I got some ideas from there as well. So and bring it over, and I got this friend from UK who helps me, who has a promotion firm, so he can, he had some good insights. So I'm slowly stumbling forward and getting better. But what I really what draw me the most is your honesty, and this is what I want to keep, because I told you earlier, some people looked at my talks and like, you need to be more lighting and more camera. Yes, you can always enhance things.
I think your lighting looks great, actually. I'm now looking at it, I'm like, wow, your lighting looks really good.
Thank you, but it's very simple. But the point I gave back to them is, I'm a one-man army. I'm just one person, and I'm doing everything here, and I have a family too.
No,
Okay.
your lighting looks good, by the way.
Thank you very, very, yeah, but it's just a very simple, a normal lamp. Anyway,
It has a nice warm glow, and it looks good over. I'm looking awfully pasty over here with my not so great lighting. I'm not used to doing interviews from over this side, so
no, but you have
been a lot of fun.
The guitars in the background is cool, and I see all the the cards. Wow.
I'm a big music guy.
Wow.
That's my office. So the cards are my baseball. So I've got my kind of baseball life and sports life mixed with the music life here. So there's only so much space in one house. I've had to kind of combine it all.
Okay, and this seems like the basement of your house or something?
Yes, it's my home office in the basement.
Yeah. Anyway, so because I will have dinner soon as well, so we can kind of cut it short, and you can help your wife because I think we have more to talk, but I will talk with DJ Sovereign about setting up things, because what I can bring to the table is as well.
Right.
The radio
Would you
show.
consider interviewing him? It'd be great if someone else could interview him too.
Of course, I can.
I don't know if he would want to do it, but he might want to do it. And I feel kind of bad. I'm the only one who gets I'm the public face. I think he made it great. I'm the public face of it, but there's so many people behind the scenes, including him. He's kind of the backbone. If I'm the brain, he's the backbone. He's the central nervous system. So it's just as important.
But still, I mean, at least let's say. You started it, and you get it wrong. So you are the head, but it's kind of as I got to know you now a little bit, I know now that you're not in it for the for the fame. You just want others. You really want to help. So I guess you will step back a little bit, and then other can take over, and then it can diversify or something. and you're still an important part of it. I'm pretty sure. Um, is there like a weekly discussion on Discord, or how does
Oh,
your
it's daily,
daily?
multiple
Oh,
times
daily.
daily.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Then
We're
I
not
have
in
to
a
get
position
onto.
for me to step back anytime soon.
Okay,
I'm sure
okay.
they
I
would
see.
wish, but yeah, no, it's busy. Yeah, I'm kind of I'm the one person who has. So we have so many projects going on. I'm the one person who has their foot in every single project. I guess one Sovereign's doing like it's kind of. I handed over the genre stuff to him from the very beginning. I wanted to make sure that everyone on the team felt like they had a stake in this.
Hmm.
So I curated the main list, and the genre lists have always been curated by mods. So
Hmm.
they've all been run by mods. So we've made sure that everyone felt like they had part of it. Since we weren't taking money, we were all volunteering. I wanted to get something else. Then there's some other perks for the mods. They're on all the main playlists and
Hmm.
that kind of stuff. But I want to make sure that everyone feels like they're, especially the people who were there since the beginning. I tried to give them, kind of like Microsoft, make sure the original employees all get a little more stake than maybe the people who come after them. So, yeah, Sovereign
Hmm.
is, he's been there since the beginning. So, he deserves to have,
Hmm.
to be running. This is his baby. The genre is the part. That's why you're going through him. The
Okay,
genres are his
that's
baby. He's
that's
kicking butt
absolutely
with it.
fine, and I'm what I'm really happy because I did it now for over a year all by myself, and it's fine. It's cool to see how far one person can go. But I always, I tried this before, because I talked with a lot of artists and like, can we not work together in things, but it worked with a couple of times, like I said, with guys from LA and with a guy from Norway, but never for promotional things, or just community building. And so I'm really excited to be part of it and do my little thing. And then I will talk with. I think I will talk a lot with him in the coming days, because yeah, I'm really excited, and I think this honesty approach will always trump the people who have their elbows out and I want to do it because you burn out otherwise, and it's so nice because you alluded to this in the beginning with the mental health things. You have a bad day once in a while, and then it's so good to go just in the community and say, I don't feel like it today. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
I ever write a good tune on some. And then other, hey man, this song, I really, it kind of touched me as I was feeling
Yeah,
down and stuff.
it's awesome.
This is all. We are human beings, and this is
Mm-hmm.
so what I. So that's why I'm looking forward to also. I'm happy that it will help me with my musical ability stuff, but also the community it's so to speak the more important stuff because I know how cool it is to not be alone, and once you get this concert, this world concert rolling, then other people, oh, we can do this, and then and when I talk with Servine, and then when we do a niche thing and just gothic, and I got these three gothic guys, and we do one thing, and this is the most important thing I learned is really to do something and put it out there. Even if it sucks. Look at my first few videos. I'm kind of, could be better. Just
I
today.
cringe at most of the songs I've done. So
Exactly. But you did it, and this was a stepping stone to get somewhere. And if you, we are in this regard, we are and not dissing other people, but we are much better than others because when they only think like, oh, I could have done that and I could have done that. What I learned in my life is you only regret the things you haven't done,
sure.
and if you do something, people can fire at you. People tell you, oh, this sounds like crap and this is so stupid and this is and but but at least it's something out there and there's a reaction to you just said something earlier what really resonated with me as well, that oh yeah, in the community you are seen as a musician. Here outside I'm like you. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a worker. I'm this and that. But there I'm DJ LT Morales, and I'm this rock star or whatever. I'm
Yeah,
just
man.
but
And
this is
everyone can
cool.
dig it because we're all in
It,
the same boat.
exactly, and this is not to be better than someone else. It's like, yeah, because I'm with like-minded people. In a way, we are in a bubble, But this is the cool bubble. This is the healthy bubble where
An
you kind of get.
expanding bubble too. It's getting bigger and bigger.
It will explode one day. Yeah.
I hope not. You don't want the bubble to burst. We'll see.
But see,
It will, because everything does. It will burst, and that's
but
okay. Let's enjoy it while we're doing it. You know.
and that's exactly what I wanted to say. As you already know yourself, who knows how long this Spotify thing will last, and then we will have other things to fall back on. When we have still the radio show, and when we have the interviews on YouTube. But if YouTube is not around, then we have concerts together, online streaming events and stuff. Exactly. So the most important thing is, and this is maybe how we can conclude with this, is the community aspect, because you are not out there alone, and you're not there's other people like you, and you want the same thing, and they make cool music, and they kind of we can play with you, or they come to your shows and they bring their friends, and then their friends know you, and it's the snowball. It's the healthy snowball effect. It's not like a pyramid scheme or something. It's something
Right.
that really,
We got
that really
accused of
works.
that early on. They thought it was a pyramid scheme. Like,
Mhm.
where's the pyramid? I'm not taking any money. I'm helping you
Mhm.
get fans. Where's the pyramid?
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, I've only banned a couple people, and the person who said that, I'm like, well, you know what? You obviously have a pretty shitty attitude. I was taught a long time ago that when someone accuses you of something like that, it's because they probably considered doing it.
Exactly. That's a really, but now this is more philosophical, but what kind of made me contact you is because I believe, or in a, how you say, I'm a little bit naive in a way that I believe the people what they tell me, because why would they lie to me? What would they gain in lying to me? And of course,
Right.
I'm living in this world, so I know there is lies and deception and bad people, But it's better to trust and get hurt a little bit than never to trust and kind of close your heart out and be have a heart of stone and don't the world is always against
Right.
you and everything is bad and never and so it's kind
Who
of
wants to live like that?
yeah, exactly. This is exactly the point I wanted to go through. It's better to be hurt once in a while, but having an open heart and being amazed, like I meet you now. Being amazed of people. Oh, there are people out there who really mean what they say and really help each other and really get the ball rolling and hey and be happy when you are succeeding and not like, oh, now I'm not succeeding anymore because he has 10 listeners more than me or whatever, this whiny little people. So
Yeah.
keep it PG
No,
13.
we've dealt with that, especially when we were smaller and had a smaller group. I mean, I've had a, not patting myself on the back, but I've had a fight the whole way to keep focused, guys. I've tried to look a month or two down the line, even from the beginning. Okay, this isn't our end goal. This is where we are now. But they would say, how about we do this, or let's do. I'm like, I don't want to charge. I don't want to do these things that are going to take us away. Like, we were started to help artists help themselves. That's where we are. We're not trying to make money. We're trying to help artists help themselves. And we'll work together as a team because we're stronger as a team. Those are our basic mantras, the basic things that are fundamentally founded on those things. If you read my letter, which I guess I should update that. I haven't looked at it in forever. That's it. I'm like, why should we have to bow down to tastemakers who probably don't have any idea the difference between starting on a 1 or whatever, or anything, even what a 3/4 is, or any of this stuff. Not that you need to know all this stuff, but at least, I don't care what you look like. I care what you sound like. I want you to be, if you're a good person, you want to help other people, you can be the best artist in the world, but if you're a dick, I don't want you on our team.
Exactly. This reminds me, there's this saying when, a critic is like a eunuch. Do you say eunuch like this? The guy who has not testicles anymore? Eunuch, a eunuch.
Yes.
He
Yes.
knows exactly how to do it, but he cannot do it. So he knows exactly what's right or wrong, and how to do things, but he doesn't.
Right.
He cannot do it himself. So
Oh,
okay,
that's good.
that's always easy to criticize. That's what I meant with, you put out things and you will cringe about your old songs and like, oh man, I put it. If I would have put in a little bit more effort and I could have done that, and now today I can play this better, whatever. But you did it, and this got you to the point where you are now. If you
Yeah.
wouldn't have done it, then you would have not been. Oh, let's see if I can do a better song. I can, this is
Right.
stepping stones. What I was thinking, as you said this earlier, is people. I know this is hard and this is not easy, and I'm not saying that I can do it, but people should not judge the persons where we are, but where we aspire to. Because there could be a cleaning lady who is a cleaning lady, and you can say, oh, this is a cleaning lady, but she wants to be a ballet dancer, and she practices and she gets there. This is where she aspires to go to. She might not, and this is what I see here. It's kind of like we're all in this boat together. We don't know shit. Oh, now I said it.
No, I
we
agree.
don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know anything, but we try, and we will see how far we can go. And this is exactly how I see also life. Life is like a big game for me. Let's play it. You have the cards you have dealt, and they're not. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. But this is what you got, and let's make the best out of it, and help each other, and learn from each other. And this is anyway. I'm kind of going in circles. I'm really happy
Tobias,
to
you're
have
gonna
found
fit
you.
right in, buddy. You're gonna fit right in.
I think so too. Now getting to know you more, and I'm looking forward to talk with Severine. But I think now I need to close up because my wife, she started my dinner, and she might overcook it otherwise. So I need to stop her from burning my stuff. So thank you so much for your time. I will splice it
It's been my
together.
honor.
You want to say something? The last word? Any last things to say? Join
I
NAS.
just want to say,
That's basically it.
no, I don't even have to say join NAS. I think if anyone is listening to this interview and I appreciate you appreciating honesty and realness, because this is just not the industry for it. It's the glossy fake over. I appreciate that's what attracted you to NAS, and that makes me want you to join even more. So if you're out there and you're real and you want to do real things and you're not just trying to blow up your ego or have more swag than everyone else or whatever else it is, we just want real people trying to help each other. I'm all about people who have more elbow grease than they do money. That might be an American term or a Canadian term, elbow grease. People want to work hard. They want to bust their ass. If you're willing to bust your tail, I am willing to help you. And we're all, not just me. I'm one person out of 300.
No, the
We are
community,
willing
the
to help you,
community
bro.
will help.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
When I say I mean we. NAS is willing to help you.
See, this is why. Okay, now, one thing. I lived in the United States, and I have to admit, coming from Germany, it wasn't easy to understand the Americans well, because they are kind of don't get it wrong. I don't want to. They're more like blender people. They're kind of they always have a nice image and stuff, and they don't tell the truth so easily. That's why I was so happy as I you're so very un-American in this way.
Well, I've lived in Canada for 14 years. Maybe that's part.
And I lived in Montreal for 2 years. I really love
nice.
Montreal. That's
Great.
merci pour votre collaboration. I really love Montreal.
I can tell you my German. Ich habe keine Idee. That's all I remember from German class.
Good.
My teacher would ask me a question. That's the Frau Grau, ich habe keine Idee.
Very good.
I wasn't very good in German.
Yeah, no, and maybe ein Bier bitte, you can say, maybe. Who knows? Okay, so thank you very much for your time. Okay, thank you very much for your time.